What is up, everybody? It is once again another terrific live stream. This time, match of the week: Ric Flair, Mick Foley, last man standing, the Impact before Bound for Glory. I am your Colonial Champion, Sean McCarty. This is going to be a match. I've seen this match before. It is exactly what you would expect a 60-something-year-old Ric Flair and a probably late 40s, maybe early 50s Mick was in 2010 in TNA. It's actually not bad. It's a fun match, but it's also kind of sad because it's Rick after WWE. And it's like I feel for Rick because he needed the money because of Rick's issues, but this was rough just because I felt bad that Rick was even wrestling in the first place. But I think that's what everybody felt at the time. But God bless Rick. He's doing what he can here. I really this match is going to be fun. This match is going to be fun. It's going to be something different, and I always like something different. So this should be entertaining. I did post the link in the live chat, and hopefully that works for when you guys watch this. But in case it doesn't, it is Ric Flair versus Mick Foley, last man standing. It is on Impact's channel, and I am just going to do something real quick here, just so I can interact with all of you while I do this. And now, there we go. And we are set to go. Now I can watch all of you comment at the same time that we're going to be watching this show. This is going to be fun. It's Rick and obviously Rick and Mick know how to work. We've seen so much of these two over the years. They had an I Quit match at SummerSlam 2006, which was also quite good and ridiculous because it's these two, so they know how to work. And this is just a little bit after anybody wanted it or needed it, but 17 minutes in, hopefully we will not get hit with too many advertisements. I'm putting the over-under. We're going to have to do a bet of how many ads we get over the course of a video. This is 17 minutes long. I'm going to say we're going to get 4 ads over the course of this entire show. And we will see how many ads we get. There's no reward if I get it correct, but that is what we are going to do. So let's just get right into this, shall we? Here we go. Ric Flair, Mick Foley, last man standing. We are going to be at 0 seconds. So if you're all ready and loaded up, let's get this going. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Impact Plus. Does anyone even have Impact Plus? Did anyone get Impact Plus? Last man standing. Falls count anywhere. Ric Flair. Even at this stage, Rick still looks awesome. When his hair gets all frazzled, we're going to really see how old he actually got. And Rick really, since stopping wrestling, has aged quite a bit. And I'm not knocking Rick at all. I love Rick. He looks his age. He looks his age, but he's here comes Mick. I did like the combination of Taz and Mike today. Mick Foley. And this was the day before, or the week before, Bound for Glory, where we saw Immortal be born. Mick and Rick. These two. Look how Rick never wore any protection for a match that was obviously going to include weapons. But he always looked like a wrestler. Starts with a lockup. Still starts with a lockup. Love it. Oh, the chops don't look as good, though. It's amazing that Rick is and we are not 3 minutes into this match, including entrances, and we already have blood. Went straight for Mick. Went straight for blood. Oh, and now Flair the baby face. Just low blow to Rick the heel, I think. Oh man, Rick is flabby. Okay, the barbed wire under the stairs is a little bit too contrived for my liking. Yeah, when would Mick have had the time to come in here and place that without anybody noticing? How could you call that a preemptive move? Rick now obviously blading. What? What? There we go. Flair bleeding. Wow, what a surprise. I will say, though, it worked almost perfectly on Rick. Whoa. Whoa. Cameraman. Camera messing up. Camera really messing up. I don't know what they skipped over. I don't know what they skipped over there. I don't know whether that happened to everybody else. Oh, they're going to the broadcast booth. Going to the broadcast booth. Oh, slam down. This is where our thumbnail comes from. Thank you, Impact, for the thumbnail. This is stop. Gimmicked barbed wire. A thumb to the eye. Rick is with a thumb to the eye. That was a very obviously set up table for. Unless they actually sold merchandise there. I wonder, they may have for that audience. But still. Throw off that chair. There was nothing underneath that, too. That was just a throw off the side. Nothing to really cushion that fall. I'm glad that Mick uses DDP yoga to help him deal with all those injuries, because Mick has taken some absurd bumps over the years. This is no exception. Oh, they took a commercial break, and Rick hitting Mick with a book. What? How was that appropriate at that time? How was that appropriate? You threw him off a table. You threw him into a table. I don't understand. You threw him into a table. You used barbed wire. You're both busted open, and now a book is gonna put him away. Like what? But okay. Crowd split for these two. TNA, smart the audience. Oh, Flair. Oh, God. Is that Thumbtacks? See, I don't know how I feel about Thumbtacks anymore. I used to think that they were cool, but and it hurts like hell, but I'm just more of a fan of traditional wrestling now, I suppose. I mean, I'm cool with hardcore. I mean, I don't mind hardcore stuff. Here comes the backdrop onto the tacks. This was probably Flair's idea. And look at Flair rolling around in the tacks. Flair tried to get more of him into his back. That poor man. And now the whole damn ring is covered in tacks. How are you supposed to do anything else when you bring the tag? It's just so messy. That's the thing I don't care. It's like, you can't do anything else without those now being involved. Oh, come on. Hardwire board. I used to love this more than I do now. It's weird. I'm not trying to say I've grown out of it, but look at how useless the rest of the ring is. It's like, this is just cringy. This is. Okay, another table. These two are beating the hell out of each other. There's no doubt about that. But I don't know what it is about this. I've seen all this before, too. It's not like I haven't seen this match before. It's just that I guess I'm looking at it from a different point of view. Because it's actually, I mean, this is brutal. I just don't like the fact that the tacks have now covered the rest of the ring, so you can't take proper bumps without feeling something. You know, it just limits your mobility in the ring. Because if you've noticed, they've had to like work around the tacks, which has been in the corners everywhere, just to do one spot. Which is why like the tacks are really only practical if they're the finish, and then that's it. Because then otherwise, it's just excess punishment for the sake of punishment. Oh, Christ. No, Taz is saying you wouldn't do too many sidelocks and arm bars here. And yeah, no, you wouldn't. But and Flair hits a splash off the top into the table, and now they're both rolling in more tacks. Look at the shoes of Mick and Ric Flair. They are literally all thumbtacks. Instead of chanting either of those guys, they're chanting for TNA. Oh, that was ballsy of Rick to take that bump like that. Wait a minute, that wasn't 10? How did Mick win that if Rick was also if they were both down? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What just happened here? Why did this match end like that? What the hell just happened? What the hell just happened? I'm trying to figure out. I don't understand. Wait a second. All right, so is this going to be all recaps or is there more to this? Oh, there is more to this. All right. We'll wait for the post-match angle, but I do not understand. There was no 10 count. Where was the what the hell happened here? There was no count at 10. Rick just rolling around in the thumbtacks was ridiculous. And then the splash, but who stood up? I do not understand this. How did Rick lose this match? The last stand manding hatch. Why would you want Ric Flair's bloody fucking face on your ass? You know how dangerous that is? How many fluids could be transferred? Dude, you don't even know what you could be getting. He doesn't actually do this. I assume that something's going to change here. Yes, okay, there is a... that was great. Rick right there. Sorry, that was really funny. Rick with the camera. I told you, get out of my face. Oh, that was great. This is weird. Why are people chanting, "This is awesome"? Ah, Fortune to the rescue. I didn't know that was coming. Rick ain't doing no job. Rick ain't doing no jobs for nobody. We're going to have to go back and watch this finish again, though. I do not understand how this match ended the way it ended. EV2? Who that? Is that the Extreme group? Oh, that's the ECW group. What? What? Wait, Rick, no. Do you realize what you just said, lad? Do you realize what you just said? I don't think he realizes what he just said. He said they're gonna kiss all their asses. Wait, what? What kind of no, Rick? What kind of promo is that? This is early '60s, Rick. Oh, that was cringy. I don't think he realizes what he said. But I want to go back to the finish of this match because I do not understand what happened here. Hold on. So I'm gonna see. Wait, I'm gonna see right when they go through the. I'm rewinding right to where he goes through the splash. We're gonna figure this out. I want to see what happens. Splash. Okay. 2 to Earl. 3 to Earl. 4 to Earl. 5 to Earl. 6 to Earl. 7 to Earl. 8 to Earl. 9. 10. It was a 10 count. It was a 10 count, and I guess Mick is on his feet because he's off his. Okay, I guess that's fair. All right, I had to double check it, but yes, okay, I got it. They did actually do it. So for those of you who are not actually watching this match, what they did was Earl was counting to 10, and as Earl was counting to 10, they were both staggering to the ropes. Rick got to 8 and then did the Ric Flair bump face first into the tacks. Mick, meanwhile, got into the turnbuckle and like sat up. So like his feet were up and his ass was off the mat. So technically he was on both of his feet, which would count then as being on his feet, and Mick would win the match. And then that whole kiss my ass, that whole afterwards, which screams Vince Russo. I'm just saying. Because the kiss my ass thing was, and then all the groups coming out, and then Rick saying we're gonna kiss all your asses. Oh god, that was about a Russo or Young Bucks now, you could say, or an AW. That's about as AW finish as it gets, because that is my new insult for today's events. This was, man, this I actually kind of soured on. I mean, it's decent, right? It's a bloody brawl. It's an absolute bloody brawl between two guys that they're giving away on free TV the week before Bound for Glory, mind you, just to show the priorities of the booking. And I just don't get it. I just thought this was kind of a brutal match. This going down, but truth be told, it's one of those ones where, just given the circumstances of the time, I mean, it was still brutal, and they put themselves through a lot of hellacious things for the sake of what they did. But I just thought it was a little. The tax didn't help. I don't think the tax really helped. I would have really rather not had the tax or save the tax for the finish, because the rest of the match, they were just laying there. You couldn't sweep them up, and it really limited their mobility because they had them go from like basically the corners of the ring to the corners of the ring, or they just had to step on the tacks. And you saw Rick's shoes; his entire bottom of the boot were just covered in thumbtacks. It's not a good look. Just in my opinion, it's not a good look. I'm not as into that as I once was, because I'm turning more and more traditionalist, I suppose, the more that I watch pro wrestling and what I like about pro wrestling and the kind of means that the real pro wrestling of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and that you can find sporadically now, sporadically for today's modern performance framework. This was just a little too much of the really gaudy blood for the sake of gaudy blood between two of the best. I mean, there's no doubt, because these guys, but I prefer their I Quit match in 2006 over this. This just was past the time when either of these guys should have been doing this, in my opinion. But God bless them for doing it, for when they do it. But Rick was up there. He was in his early 60s at this point, and it showed. And it showed. But in any event, it was a great watch along regardless. I had a lot of fun. We are going to get our Clash of Champions review this week coming up with Skylar. We will see you guys then. Until then, I am your Colonial Champion, Sean McCartney, and we will see you next time. Peace.